Hello, I'm Cat, and there are over 100 secret exclusive features only available for the Bedrock version of the game, and most Bedrock players don't even know about the eye drops, they don't know about the balloons, or even the salt, which are all available if you just hit one toggle. The reason this exists is because Education Edition launched in 2016, but it's not available on all devices or in all regions, so to extend the reach of it, Minecraft decided that they would just add a toggle to the Bedrock version of the game and allow you to enjoy any of these elements and any of these teaching tools that they designed for use in classrooms. However, there's no requirement to use it in a classroom, and so if you want to access any of these weird features, many of which are duplicates of Minecraft features, and many of which are wonderful by themselves, like this one right here, today I want to show you exactly what you can do with that, because it is mind-blowing, just the range and the scope, but also the bizarreness of some of these features, like the first one here, underwater TNT. You might think you know Minecraft pretty damn well until you realize that actually TNT underwater is one of the oddest pieces of game mechanics, because if you launch TNT underwater, you might think that it doesn't work, but it actually does, just only against players and mobs. As you can see right here, I take some damage, or at least the knockback from some, but I don't actually take any, the ground around it doesn't take any resistance unless you use underwater TNT. This is crafted by using TNT, that we all know, but also some sodium, or Na, as I guess you could call it if you're looking at a periodic table, and this is here to show you that the sodium would waterproof your TNT. Interestingly enough, this doesn't stop it from working above ground. If we use some underwater TNT next to some regular ones, you can see that they both work exactly the same here. It's just a slight upgrade that you can have inside of the Education Edition. And in case you're wondering, do I recommend this? I would say, probably nah. Speaking of things I wouldn't recommend, magnesium torches are something that I love the idea of. I've seen this in the real world as one of my favorite experiments in classes, but underwater torches are something which you can get in Minecraft too by taking your regular old torch and adding some magnesium to it. Magnesium and torches mix together to make this really fun sparkle effect, and I am a big fan of it, let me say that for sure. So yeah, that is something that you can use together if you want to have this fun torch which works perfectly above water but also works well below it. Speaking of things that work well below, I think it's worth mentioning that something we've been asking for a very long time is the idea of having coloured torches, and you can have precisely that right here in Education Edition by simply using some cerium chloride, some mercuric chloride, or some potassium chloride, or I guess tungsten chloride here too, which is blue unlike the rest, and then you can make your torches coloured. And so if you've ever dreamed of having these things, you don't need to download an add-on pack or a mod or anything like that. Literally just hit this toggle and then find yourself some slightly funky blocks, and you'll be able to do a science experiment, but also get some real cool torches too. I love the way these things look, and it's just a fun piece of customization, and given that Minecraft is an era of doing that, you'd figure some coloured lights would be around the corner at some point. But you know what else is around the corner at some point? People who think that the Education Edition is something which is exclusively meant, you know, like to teach people about things that you might teach a 5-year-old, and ultimately, you know, this is something that isn't true, because, you know, when I was much older than 5, I would tell my friends to drink bleach all the time, and that's why I'm so glad they added it here to Minecraft. I wouldn't actually do it. They tell me to drink bleach, and I'd say that's dumb. Yeah, no one's gonna drink bleach just because you tell them to do it, and so it's not even a fun insult, and you might accidentally trick someone one day, and you know, that hasn't happened as far as I'm aware. But fun fact, if you take water, and if you take sodium hypochloride, and you split it into 3 separate bits, you can use this fun lab table, which is the Education Edition's version of a crafting table, and you can combine them together, and you know what you get as a result? Bleach. Do you know what you can do with bleach? You can use it with any coloured wool to make a white version of that wool. You can remove the colour. This is something that sort of works by using a cauldron, but it's cool to have a dedicated block that allows you to make white banners, or white carpets, or even white beds, although maybe one too many bleachers in the bed, and boom, look at that right there. All of these blocks have been properly bleached. Is this something you want to do? Do you want to clean your stuff in Minecraft every day? That's a debate for someone else to have. I will say though, one of my dumb playthroughs I've considered forever is beating Minecraft but cleaning my clothes every single day, sleeping well, eating well, having a balanced diet. But I feel like most people don't care about that sort of thing, but most people would care about ice bombs. It makes a 3x3x2 ice block wherever it hits water, and in my opinion, it's just the coolest thing. How do you craft it? Well, I'm glad you've asked. It takes 4 sodium acetate. Again, these are the sorts of things that you wouldn't learn about if it weren't for a handy video like this. Oh, what's this? The Education Edition is actually here to teach you, and so this video about the Education Edition has actually done precisely that too. Yeah, you better believe it. Ice bombs are totally worth learning about things for though, because they are seriously fun, and you know what else is seriously fun? Super Fertiliser. So yeah, you can craft this by using some ammonia and some phosphorus together. Fun fact, by the way, if you put the wrong elements in here together, let's just do that right now. Do you know what happens? It takes all those elements and then gives you this. So in case you're wondering what this was earlier, this weird flaming gunpowder is rubbish. I don't know if it's called rubbish in every edition or if they've localized that to the UK, but I do know that that is the exact opposite of rubbish as far as a item looks. But yeah, super fertilizer can be used to instantly grow a tree should you want to. I guess I'm actually going to have to craft some normal super fertilizer at this point, huh? But yeah, if we want to, we're going to have to throw some of our stuff back in there. So ammonia, and then I actually forgot what we mixed it with. Oh no, it's gone. I've removed my ability to craft some more of this, but you can use it as basically bone meal, but realistic bone meal. And this is the kind of problem that I'm referencing here. Like, why would you have super fertilizer if you already have bone meal? It's the proof here that this wasn't designed to bring new gameplay features, as cool as torches are, as cool as sparklers are. Look at this. I'm going to quickly activate it by eating it, and look at that, which, by the way, not how it works in the real world. Look at that, now I've got a sparkler that follows me around. This is something that is a fairly cool feature. I love, oh, it's a separate item when it's lit. It's a fairly cool item to have around, and it's cool that they made it work into Minecraft, but ultimately, it's also interesting that when it's in the item frame, it's not activated. But ultimately, it's there to teach you about things like, how different chemical reactions work. So this is how this works. You need sticks, magnesium, and cerium chloride, or whatever color you want to go for, and the magnesium will light in a beautiful, sparkly way. Speaking of lighting in a sparkly way, if you hold an activated sparkler into water, the sparkler will break, although not when thrown in. I didn't know. Okay, I knew it wouldn't break. I knew it would break if you threw it, put it in yourself. I didn't know it wouldn't break when you threw it in. So let's try that right now. Oh, super cool. But if I now go pick that up, yep, it's gone. So pro tip, don't do that. Not that I imagine many people will. Did you know there are also glow sticks? This is one of those other bizarre features like, yep, you ever wanted glow sticks in your life? I mean, I haven't in a very long time, but look at this. I can glow while in Minecraft. We can have a lightsaber battle if we want to, and yeah, I think that's kind of goofy. They have a finite amount of time for it to last once you light them, and if you want to use them, I guess you could. Also, yeah, they can be made with an actual normal crafting table, and so look at this. We can use the crafter again to show you a glow stick being crafted using some polythene, some hydrogen peroxide, and some dye. Honestly, I think learning about the ways the world works is really important for actually understanding that there's a lot of risk around us all the time. You know, we sometimes feel like we're incredibly safe from it all, but actually there's dangerous stuff around, and we learn that it's us humans who control the ability to keep that away, or the ability to do super cool rad things with it, like making glow sticks. Speaking of super cool rad things, here's something dangerous: balloons. Did you know if you tie too many balloons to yourself and then let them go, you'll actually float off into space like this? This is 100% true. It's definitely an absurd number of balloons, but I've always wanted to do that, and despite my dreams, I will never actually do it. However, in Minecraft, if you'd like to, you can totally do that, even when attaching it to a mob. Okay, I want to do that right now. So I'm going to take... the balloons also hit when you pop them with an arrow, which is a fun little feature. Look at this right here. Absolutely delightful to see the balloons slowly pop one by one, which makes them a great target, and also makes it a great way to... You know, I need to know. Are you really going to float off into the sky? I guess you are. That would make an even better target. Can you hit the pig if he's flying ahead of you? This makes it one of, you know, unlike the rest of the features, which makes you question, like, do you really need that in addition to the things we have already? This one makes me say, actually, this is awesome. I want to use this for so many things in life. I want to immediately jump down and start attaching it to things, but instead, I'll simply put it on this fence post right here and talk about how much I love the idea of using helium, as well as some latex, and mixing that all together. Speaking of latex, did you know medicine exists and you can use it to cure the player of certain illnesses? There are 4 different types. There is the antidote for poison, so if I get poisoned, I can drink the antidote to prevent it. This is a useful thing to know. It's also useful to have an elixir, which will cure weakness. So I'll drink that elixir, and my weakness effect from that top right will go away. The same is true for eye drops and blindness, although this is really niche because blindness doesn't really exist in most parts of the game. And then tonic will cure nausea, which again, only exists when you eat pufferfish, as best I'm aware. But it's still nice to know. If you want to get rid of that pufferfish pain, simply drink a tonic. At least if you're playing the Education Edition. All of these are made in a brewing stand, which means that you can see there are some extra fun effects, but they require silver or cobalt, or a little bit of calcium, or indeed a little bit of bismuth to be mixed in there to do that. That is plus some blaze powder and all of the other things you'd usually need, and so this is a kind of demonstration of just 10 different categories of item, from bleach to balloons to underwater TNT, which exist inside of Minecraft all the time, and which you could turn on if you wanted to. And ultimately, after watching this video, you'll see why most people probably didn't know about it before. It's because as fun as it is to have underwater TNT, as fun as it is to have sparklers, I don't think they add enough gameplay value to the game to be worth using all of the time. But if you want to confuse your friends, because unlike every other add-on, which they'll have to download before joining your world, Education Edition's features can be turned on with none of that enabled whatsoever. And so if you want to confuse your friends with sparklers or balloons and shooting competitions and all that stuff, just mix in 1 or 2 of these features to your world. Or maybe even go crazy and throw these in your world and actually teach people about some things they otherwise wouldn't have known, which is precisely what I like to do every single day here on the channel, because this is a small kind of separate tangent for the Ultimate Guide. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and if you have, consider tuning into this channel every single Tuesday, because we dive deep into a Minecraft feature and hopefully teach you some things you didn't know about it. As to whether you should expect these features to come to Java or even outside of the toggle, I would say the duplicatory nature of them means that almost certainly not. As fun as it is to say that they are secret features that you can use anytime you want to, the overwhelming majority you wouldn't want to, or you'd find weird if you did, and so I think that you can enjoy them, but not expect to see them in any meaningful way. However, if you want to have a bit of fun, like we always do, let's say that I hope you all enjoyed this one, because I'll see you next time. Goodbye.